What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I appreciate it. I want to talk about Derrick Jaxn again. I made a video recently about his wife. She made a video on Instagram cursing people who spoke out against her marriage, only for Derrick Jaxn to turn around and divorce her, because apparently he was exposed out and about with another woman, and I guess he had to do damage control and get rid of this charade marriage that he was in. Now I'm gonna say this, and I want people to understand something. That, matter of fact, this is it right here. A lot of these guys on YouTube and social media, a lot of these married gurus, the majority of them are cheating on their wives, or they're sharing, they're basically they're married or in relationships, but they are dealing with other women. I see these guys all the time. Y'all know them. They love to shame men, right? They talk about how they're taking up for women, but in reality, a lot of these guys are charlatans. A lot of these guys are clowns. A lot of these guys are doing it for the money. And once Derrick Jaxn got popular and built a following, I think he was done with his marriage. The getting sloppier and sloppier with the cheating, that was a sign that he was bored at home and he wanted to go deal with other women. Other women who may have thought they were going to replace his wife, and that's why they ended up speaking out against him. But I want y'all to understand something about these online gurus, especially you black women, and again, I have nothing against Derrick Jaxn, but I have to call a spade a spade. This guy made all this material touting how great women are, only for him to go and basically embarrass his wife. And I want y'all to understand, this is why I have been validated in a lot of things I've said about a lot of these different guys. They lie to these women and they tell these women what they want to hear. They build platforms lying to these heifers. I don't lie to you. I tell you the truth. And the truth is, Derrick Jaxn was about his brand, and his wife went along with it because she has a low self-esteem. And she was desperate to keep him. But once it got to a point to where this guy is, he's diminished a lot. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's still making books or not. But, his wife is, seems like she's starting to lose it. And now we know why. He's out somewhere with other women. And this whole charade has come apart. Stop listening, and I'm telling you women right now, stop listening to these men online lie to you and tell you that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, that it's the men that have to change, it's all the men's fault, the men have to do better. But buy this t-shirt, buy this consultation, a consultation that's not going to do anything for you, okay? They're going to give you a lot of horrible advice. Women give bad dating advice, but men like Derrick Jaxn give the worst advice, because he's telling y'all what y'all want to hear, only for this guy to go and become the guy that he tells y'all to stay away from. And I'm not going with this reverse psychology BS. No. This is who this person has always been. Maybe he wasn't the ladies' man that he became after he became popular online. You can tell when men are used to getting women. They can control their circle. They can control their situation. You'll never figure out they cheating until maybe like way down the line, because they are used to dealing with women like that. They're used to having women, and they're used to being able to manage them, even if they're in a relationship or married. Derrick wasn't able to do that because Derrick wasn't used to going out there getting women. And I think at some point he got tired of being with Dania. And you could tell that, she's posting all these videos online, getting upset at everybody else except him. Let's get into this Madame Noir article, man. Derrick Jaxn, just a few weeks ago, After Derrick Jaxn's wife, Jaye Jaxn, cursed those criticizing their marriage, he announced that they have filed for divorce. In a lengthy social media post, the relationship guru said that after marital counseling and efforts to save their marriage, they have decided to go their separate ways. Over the past several months, my family and I have gone through many changes. Some of you have speculated, while others of you have reached out to offer support as we privately establish this new normal for ourselves and our beautiful children. Earlier this year, after much prayer, counseling, and deep consideration, we decided to go our separate ways and file for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I found peace knowing that our mission of raising healthy children, starting with healthy and whole parents, is still being accomplished. From falling in love as falling in love as teenagers to becoming spouses and now co-parents, I'm grateful for the years that we spent together and wouldn't trade them for anything. I was blessed to have such an amazing person in my life and will forever be thankful for all she meant to our family. They have been married for 4 years. The couple faced a huge scandal after Jaxn was exposed by his mistress, a woman named Candace D. Medeiros. I think that's how you pronounce it. She came forward in 2021 and said that she had slept with Jaxn numerous times and had even been in the home he shared with his wife and children. This shattered his credibility as a relationship coach, and his internet presence hasn't been the same since. You know, this guy is a piece of work, isn't he? I want y'all to understand, listen, I have nothing against this guy. I don't really follow this guy. I've spoken about him here and there. But to me, you know, I believe he's wanted out of this marriage for a while now. I do. I think he thought that he would be able to regain a lot of what he lost if he was able to stay with Jaye. But what happened is he was never able to reclaim what he had lost. And I think he figured out, you know what, why don't I just cut my losses and just go through it with this divorce? Because clearly she's not happy. I'm not happy. I ain't been happy for a long time. So there's no reason to keep this going. And I think that's why now he's out picture with other women. I believe this too is damage control, because how come once you're outed with another woman, now all of a sudden y'all getting a divorce? Now again, I don't think this guy owes, you know, people anything, but I mean, when you're a relationship coach and you're telling these women, you're giving these women advice, you know, I think he may owe his followers. I don't know. I just think that both these people seem highly unhappy. She seemed like she's losing it. You know, I just think that, you know, this is coming off as damage control because he's out with this other woman. He wants to explain that. That's why you need to be more strategic. How about you file for the divorce first and then you go out in public with other women? But it lets you know that, you know, this guy is getting with women who are calling the shots. Because if he was truly in control, he would not be out in public with other women until the divorce news had been out there. And that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know if this is going to help or hurt his career, but, you know, people are already, you know, going in on him for this. In a 42-second clip, Jaye Jaxn wished ill on people who criticized her marriage and slandered them. May the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on earth. Let the words of your mouth and words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on earth. The word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You've been warned. That was her warning, and I did a video on that. I'll link in the description box. I told y'all she was starting to lose it, and that's why, you know, maybe this marriage should have been over sooner. After the cheating scandal, Jaxn said in the video that she and Jaxn addressing the infidelity that she had forgiven him and wanted to start a new chapter, but when she first found out about him being unfaithful, she left. I agree with people saying that there is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage. When I found out about it, I left, Jaxn said in the video. I did not come back until I saw a shift or change in his mentality. Well, did she see that shift? Derrick probably didn't even say anything to her before he put this out. You know what I'm saying? Derrick probably saw that, you know, he was getting outed for being around this other woman. I believe Tasha K put it out. And he had to do some damage control. That's what this looks like to me. And his wife, man, I think his wife do love him. I think his wife really would want it to work, but Derrick doesn't want it to work. Derrick wants to go out here and he wants to get it in. He wants to be out here dating different heifers and, you know, living a bachelor lifestyle. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. He couldn't wait to announce the divorce before going out with other women. People thinking that he's still with her, but he ain't. You know, he's out there in these streets. He out here in these streets. He ain't with his wife. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what the crazy thing is? I believe they may have been separated for a while. And maybe Danae is the one who publicly wants people to think they're together, but privately, Derrick, they're not really together. Because she don't want nobody else to be with Derrick. But Derrick, because, you know, he's out with this other person, now all of a sudden he's like, you know, got to stop this charade. Ultimately, the decision to end this should have been something that happened a long time ago. And hopefully Danae is able to find love within herself, because it's obvious that, you know, she never really had it during this marriage. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.